Coming up in the morning edition, day 2 of that Carib conference set to begin at the Bahama Resort this morning. The issue of confirmation letters for officers of the Bahamas Department of Corrections being addressed. And the Broadcasting Corporation feeling the Christmas spirit.
There are 19 days left to go before Christmas. Good morning to all of you. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Morning Edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And joining us live here on the Morning Edition to tell us how things are shaping up weather-wise is Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good morning, Basil.
Good morning, LaDawn. A beautiful Wednesday morning shaping up with our near-clear skies. Taking a look at our satellite picture, we do have a front boundary over the northwest Bahamas. It's producing some showers right now over north Eleuthera there, and that is pushing towards the south and east. It seems as though most of those showers will miss us, but we'll have some high-level clouds moving over the area later on today. Outside of our studios, we have just a few clouds. Your temperature is 73 degrees. Relative humidity right up there, 88%. The winds are out of the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour. Barometric pressure 1,016.3 millibars. That is 30.01 inches, and it is steady. Your temperatures around the islands this morning, a little cool up north. We have 69 degrees in Marshall, Babaco. Green Total Key at 68. 68 also in Freeport. That's in Grand Bahama. In the Berry Islands, 74 degrees. Alderstown, Bimini around 75 as we take you into Harper Island, 76. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 73 degrees. Alderstown, Cat Island, 76. 74 in Staniel Key, that's in the Exuma chain. Kemp Space, St. Andros at 74. 74 also in Fresh Creek, Andros, that's Central Andros. In Alderstown, Cat Island, 76. San Salvador and Rum Key at 76 degrees as well. Crooked Island, Clarencetown, Long Island, 78. Betsy Bay, Maguana, 78. And that extends right into Acklands and Ragged Island, Matchetown, Inagua, 78. And the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. Your boating forecast for today, we have northerly winds behind that front, ahead of the front. The winds are going to be somewhat west-southwest at about 10 to 15 knots, but behind the front, those winds will be picking up 15 to 20 knots. Caution flags go up behind the frontal passage. Seas will be 4 to 6 feet after that front gets through ahead of the front, 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. High tide 6:07 in the morning. Your low tide will be at 12:32 this afternoon. And that's going to do it for your first look at weather, the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Thanks a lot, Basil. Meanwhile, traffic reporter Sieska Adderley is standing by with traffic police with an update on what's happening on our streets. Good morning, Sieska.
Good morning, one and all. This morning, we are coming to you live from the Palmdale area, and this morning we're talking traffic with Sergeant Jerron Thompson from the Traffic Division. Good morning, Sergeant Thompson. How are you on this Wednesday morning?
I'm good. Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good. Now, let's get started. Let's talk about if there were any incidents overnight that motorists should be aware of this morning.
Last night was a relatively quiet night. We had one accident sometime around 9 p.m., which involved injuries. But it's very minor injuries.
Okay, so as I said, we are in the Palmdale area. Does that pose a challenge for you all in the Traffic Division?
Daily this area is highly congested around midday. You know, this is a business hub. This area is very busy from about 11:30 a.m. to about 5:36 p.m.
Okay, and so with the Christmas season coming up, I'm sure it'll be even more hectic. What do you want motorists to know as it becomes highly congested in this area and most areas throughout the capital?
Well, especially for this area and other areas in the capital, I would advise persons to try to shop earlier, get your Christmas shopping done earlier. And if you find yourself having to come in these business areas to do your Christmas shopping, you need to exercise patience, because these areas are going to be highly congested with traffic. You need to exercise patience. We don't need no incidents of road rage or any accidents of any sort.
Okay, and Sergeant Thompson, also make sure that people that are purchasing items, that their items aren't obstructing their view when they're driving as well, right?
Exactly. You know, some of these Christmas gifts, they are extremely large, and the packaging, they might obstruct your view. So I advise all persons to put your items in the back trunk, not in the seat of the car, also for safety reasons.
Okay, and Sergeant Thompson, it's my understanding that you all are going to be doing a media briefing to discuss in further detail public safety and road safety over the holiday season. Am I correct?
Yes, that should be sometime today at police headquarters.
All right, thank you so much. Sergeant Jerron Thompson telling us what to do when driving in this area, particularly in the later morning hours and into the midday when it will be heavily congested with traffic as we get our holiday shopping on. So be aware of that as you head out on the streets. Back to you in the studio, LaDon.
Thanks a lot, Sieska. Government and private sector stakeholders from across the region here in the Bahamas for the Caribbean Infrastructure Forum, which opened yesterday at the Bahama Convention Center. The two-day forum focuses on challenges the region faces and the resilience of infrastructure in the midst of monster storms. Prime Minister Dr. the Most Honorable Hubert Minnis opened the event yesterday. KPMG and CIBC First Caribbean are joint sponsors of the forum.
One of the topics we have is talking about resilience of infrastructure when you have these hurricanes that come through, and how you can sort of build better and improve your infrastructure so that when you get a Category 5 hurricane, the whole place doesn't come to a standstill. People think about seawalls and sea defences and power, but you also have healthcare and the government buildings and offices and technology and all these things. That if the hurricane hits really badly and those go down, the country comes to a standstill.
KPMG Representative Simon Townend on the initiative.
From the region and meeting each other and discussing common issues, and hopefully that turns into progress in development of infrastructure around the region.
Another case of the H1N1 or a swine flu has been diagnosed here in the Bahamas, bringing the total number of victims to 4. Minister of Health Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands confirmed the latest case yesterday after reporting 3 cases last week, one of them a child. He says the person who was recently diagnosed are currently in hospital. Dr. Sands said he expects a bad flu season, and he urged citizens to take the flu seriously. Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dame, says human resource issues related to the Bahamas Department of Corrections are being addressed. This comes following concerns by a number of prison officers who say they have still not received confirmation letters despite completing training some time ago. James could not give a timeline for when the issues would be resolved, but says they are being taken seriously.
These are some of the issues that we've met, and we're trying to correct them, and it is a process, right? It points to really some of the failures over the years within the institution and how they conducted their business, and so we're working to address those issues. I continue to meet with the associations as well as the executives of the prisons to keep them updated on these matters.
'Tis the season to be jolly, and what better way to kick off things than with some good old eggnog. Photographer Eddie joins us this morning with his personal recipe that he boasts is the best. Eduardo, welcome to the Morning Edition.
Good morning, LaDon. How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Talk to us a little bit about your recipe. What's actually in?
Okay, this is a recipe I got from my father, who got it from her father, who got it from his father. So this is an old recipe, and it's a simple recipe, LaDon. A lot of people do it where they separate the whites and the yolks and blend it up and boil the milk and stuff. That's too long, right? That's about a 45-minute process. What we're gonna do here this morning is we're gonna add 4 eggs.
Okay.
A half a teaspoon of, this is cinnamon and nutmeg. And you always gotta have a chef's thing when you're cooking, right? We are gonna put and this is pure vanilla, the real thing, and this is Bahamian made actually.
By whom?
I don't have my glasses on.
Okay.
I'm gonna put two capfuls of this in here.
Okay.
And a cup of sugar.
Oh, that's a lot of sugar.
For this amount, no. Then we're gonna put a full can of cream.
And so, Eduardo, how long does it take for you to actually make this egg?
Actually, once I put the cream in, and what I also do, LaDon, is that I mix it with a little bit of fresh milk for the simple fact that the cream is quite thick, right? So I thin it out just with about a cup of fresh milk. Once we do that,
looking good, Eduardo. It's looking good.
and it's going to be good. And of course, the last thing is that you can either do rum, not vodka, scotch or whiskey, right? Brandy, sorry. So now, that's all we put in there. Come on. Don't malfunction today. And this is not my regular blender, but and we just blend it up.
So Eddie, how long have you been making this eggnog? How long have you been making it?
Since I was probably about 15 years old.
15.
That was like, and I'm 22 now, so about 7 years, I guess. No.
Okay, so Eddie, I'm going to join you a little later on in the newscast, so you can, I can get a taste of your product
Most
here
certainly.
this morning. Thank you so much
While
for
you do
joining
what
us,
you
and I'll
gotta do,
see you a
blend
little
it.
later. Stay close. We've got more news right after this. Making sure that coffee lovers get a taste of the Christmas season. C.S. Gatterly is at Starbucks standing by with a barista to tell us what's brewing over there. C.S., good morning.
Good morning. This morning we're coming to you live from Starbucks in Palmdale. I had to get my morning pick-me-up. As you know, we get up very early and head out on the road early in the morning. And so we're here at Starbucks Live, and I'm joined with Dion Miller, who is the food and beverage specialist here at Starbucks, or for the John Bull Group of Companies. And he's going to tell us about, last year was their Merry Cup, right?
Yes.
And so this year you're going to tell us what
This
we
year
did.
the blend is in the magic. So at Starbucks we're promoting some of our old favorite, the chestnut praline beverage. We have a new beverage this year, the toasted white mocha. We have several new food items, over 20 items, and we want the public to come in, get an early festive feeling, and come enjoy your Starbucks today.
So how important is it for us to get one of these to get our day started? Because it's going to get hectic, right?
It's really important. With so much going on today, with the day-to-day buzz, hustle, bustle, stress, it's imperative that everyone come out and start your morning with a fresh cup of coffee from Starbucks.
All right, and so what do we have in our hands, Dion?
We have the toasted white mocha, as well as the chestnut praline lattes.
Okay, and so how has the response been? When did you guys launch these new blends and
We
everything?
launched actually in Starbucks where Christmas started early, so we launched on November 2nd, and it has been amazing. Everyone was waiting and falling over themselves for the new Christmas rollout to start.
All right, so these are some of the top faves,
These are
right?
some of the top sellers.
All right, thank you so much, Dion. We are
you.
enjoying our morning blend here at Starbucks, so we're getting our day started off on the right foot. Back to you in the studio, LaDon.
Thanks a lot, Sieska. There has been some positive feedback about the functions of the Office of a Spouse over the past few months. Leading advocate, founder, and wife of the Prime Minister, Mrs. Patricia Minnis, says while there is a lot of work to be done, the efforts to empower young women and girls around the country continues. Mrs. Minnis says the campaign will extend well into the new year. She says her team has already met with 26 leaders who mentor young girls to establish an umbrella organization to assist in meeting the needs of the communities where the women serve.
I have been working mainly with girls and young women. The office mandate is for the well-being, health well-being of women and girls. During the month of October, when we had Youth Month, I visited schools in the Lutra, Long Island, and Abaco, and I spoke with the high school girls and promoting their well-being, staying in school, delaying pregnancy, and promoting leadership with these girls.
The Broadcasting Corporation is in full Christmas spirit with a long list of activities to ring in the holidays. Here's a sneak preview from Tanya Smith-Cartwright.
The Great Gatsby will touch down at the Broadcasting Corporation on December 14th, and as we do everything in style, we gave the staff official invitations. R. Kelsey Johnson and Dion Morris were on the invite team, and as you can see, they were dressed for the occasion. First came the chairman, Mike Smith.
Hi, and welcome to the Great Gatsby.
Wow, I should have had it on my outfit.
How come you don't have on your sweater today?
It's coming.
So we just wanted to personally give you your invite
Thank you.
to the Liddy party.
Okay.
Then came the general manager, Kaylisa DeVoe Isaacs.
Came to personally hand you your invite.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
This is your Great Gatsby.
No, this is just a preview. This is really not the one.
This is not the one.
No, this is. Thank you. So how do you feel about coming to the party? Are you excited?
I'm very excited, and this is the first year we're doing this, so you know, you got to make sure that if we pull this off, we can do this every year, so I hope you're up for it.
The pair moved on to the newsroom where they met a suspicious news director, Opal Roach.
Welcome to the news department. How can I assist you, sir?
And we want to welcome you to the Great Gatsby, the greatest show Zedness has ever seen. It's going to be a Christmas party, December 14th.
Yeah.
Definitely need to be there.
But tell me why. You didn't give me enough. I still don't, you know.
Have you ever been to a show and enjoyed yourself?
Yes.
Okay, good. Multiply that by 10.
Multiply that by 10? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Is Kelsey going to be there?
Oh, most definitely.
I don't think I want to be there if Kelsey's going to be there.
Why not? Because you think she's going to take all the prizes and surprises?
No. I'm going to take the prizes.
Then you have to be there.
I have to be there? Okay.
When I said the Great Gatsby will touch down, it's just not for one night. There are events and activities leading up to the big night. The Ugly Sweater contest took place right after the invites were given out, and believe me, those sweaters were ugly. We believe the newsroom won the contest, but we will have to wait and see, as the results won't be known until the Great Gatsby. This is Tanya Smith-Cartwright reporting for ZNS Network News.
Thanks so much for that great story, Tanya. And now we are going to find out just how eggnog actually tastes. Are you able to give me a little sample of your eggnog?
Of course. We blended up everything, and now here's the sample, and you can tell me.
Can't wait.
And
Oh, it smells good.
I put brandy in this, guys. So
it's kind of early for brandy, but
it's never too early for brandy. Never, ever, ever. And a wee bit more here.
okay. So I can just get a little.
And of course, you're working. I'm not. So.
Eddie, this is good. So what did you actually put in it again?
Like I said, 4 eggs, a can of cream, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 caps of vanilla, and some brandy and sugar, a cup of sugar.
This is the stuff. So guys, I guess you can contact Eddie for that good old eggnog for the holidays.
Yes, I don't sell it, right? And the number today for those who buy numbers, 5959. I don't buy numbers.
Okay, so Yaska Adderley and Lyndon Smith are standing by. Stay close, we've got more news right after this.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Buddy Hield and DeAndre Ayton going head-to-head in an NBA regular season game for the first time. DeAndre and the struggling Phoenix Suns looking to turn things around as they played host to Buddy and the Sacramento Kings, who are off to a better start than most expected. Our Amajal Knowles got to see it live.
We are here at the Talking Stick Resort Arena in Phoenix, Arizona, courtesy of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, the Lundy Foundation, the Bahamas Olympic Committee, and Thompson Trading. The Battle of the Bahamians taking place last night for all the hype that built up for the game, featuring Bahamians DeAndre Ayton of the Suns and Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. It was certainly over once the tip-off began. Now, last night was once again the first time in history that 2 Bahamian-born lottery picks squared off in regular season action. But this contest was anything but, as Buddy Hield and the Sacramento Kings controlled the game from the start, going up as many as 31 through 2 quarters, ultimately cruising to a 122-105 win, and it wasn't even that close. Buddy finishing with 20 points in 18 minutes of play, while DeAndre finished with 10 points and 9 rebounds. His Suns fell to 4-20 on this early season. The Kings actually get back to over 500 at 12-11. We'll have more for you in our later newscast. Once again, thanks to the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, the Lundy Foundation, Bahamas Olympic Committee, and Thompson Trading for making this trip possible. For ZNS Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
home, New Providence Women's Basketball Association on court last night at the Donald Davis Gym. The three-time defending champion Bees Trucking Destroyers made it 2 for 2 on the young season. They took care of the Connectors 67-43.
So I shuffling players, just trying to figure out this team because we really haven't had a full practice yet. And the girls are a little out of shape. So I just was putting in different lineups just to see who could play with who, and we prevailed.
We need to run some more and get in shape. We totally out of shape, and the girls need to practice is a thing too. 2 of our bigs are not here tonight, so I hope they're watching this. Be well, we will be back.
2 Bahamian tennis players making their main draw debut at their respective events. First up in Tallahassee, Florida, Justin Roberts winning his round of 32 match in come-from-behind fashion, 2-6, 7-6, and 6-2 over Enzo Villard from France. Roberts was down a set and 3-1 in the second before getting things together. This is the second time he's come from a set down this year, and he converted on 4 of 6 break points against Villard, who is the top player at the University of Kentucky. Now Roberts plays again today in the round of 16 against American Paul Ustaban. The news not so good though for former Vanderbilt Commodore and Davis Cupper Baker Newman. He fell in his round of 32 match in the Dominican Republic 6-3 and 3 against 6th seed Alejandro Tabillo from Chile. The IAAF Awards handed out last night in Monaco. Shawnee Miller-Weibo, one of 5 finalists for the Female Athlete of the Year. However, the global title went to Catherine Ibargüen of Colombia. The 34-year-old won both the horizontal jumps at the Central American and Caribbean Games, the IAAF Continental Cup, and the IAAF Diamond League Final, winning the latter 2 titles in 2 different cities within the space of 24 hours. She was unbeaten in all 8 of her triple jump competitions, ending the year with a world-leading mark in her specialty while setting a national record in the long jump. And that is a look at sports in the morning edition. Stay tuned, a final look at weather is still to come.
In our final look at weather, we have a frontal boundary moving very slowly across the northwest Bahamas. Right now, just south of Grand Bahama and over southern Abaco, making its way towards North Eleuthera, where most of the shower activities are. Some high clouds will be moving over the capital later on today. Frontal boundary itself should push through during the late morning, early afternoon hours. Behind that, we anticipate a nice cool down, which will be short-lived, and yet another front. We'll tell you more about that later on. Mostly sunny, a bit breezy behind the front. High temperature today should struggle to get up to 78 degrees. And tonight we're looking at partly cloudy, breezy, and cool with a low temperature of 66 degrees. Extended weather forecast. Temperatures are dropping just briefly on Thursday. Friday it starts warming up right into Saturday. Another frontal boundary comes through on Monday. That too will bring a nice cool down, which will take us into the early part of next week, where temperatures will drop into the low 60s. LaDawn?
Thanks, Basil, and we all are going to enjoy Ed's special eggnog. And that does it for the morning edition. Thank you so much for waking up with us. Please join us at 6 p.m. for our 2-hour newscast. Once again, I'm LaDawn Davis. See you right back here tomorrow morning.